damn phones. Babylons can't crack the code.
This is B-MoneyTrading. Giving a shout out. So this is where we're at. 1340. See, earlier today I was up close to $60, but so this video is about the PDT rule and how do I get around it, and the answer to that is this: you don't. What you do is you stop being a little pussy and you start working your ass off, and with the extra money you make each week from your job, you add to your account. And as you add and buy into some decent companies and stuff, trading these fucking penny stocks and dumping your whole account into it and watching it go up in smoke, you be patient, work your ass off, because that's how important it is to you to being a successful trader, and to hopefully maybe one day quitting your job and doing this for a living. And if you ever want to get to that point, then it's going to take some work, some studying, some reading, some screen time, some experience, and it is going to take some losses. But we try to keep those to a minimum. But from my experience, trying to make quick money is going to cost you lots of money. And the probability of you being successful at trading penny stocks is slim to none. Not saying it's not possible, but the average Joe, the average trader, it's not likely, and it's not in their favor. For one, because your account can't take that kind of hit. You don't have that kind of experience. The platform you're using is more than likely going to be something like Robinhood, because it's commission free, and this platform was not created with the intent to day trade. It was more of an investing. As you can see, just looking at the platform, the time it takes to execute an order, to put an order in. You go to a different platform, or if you look on YouTube and watch other people that are trading with Lightspeed, or Thinkorswim, you can see that their transactions are just bam, 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 in, out, in, back out, and their account's so big that the commissions, they don't even have to worry about them. Yeah, they keep an eye on it, but it's not, they could do 10 trades in one day with commissions being $5, and it's not going to put a dent in their account, compared to you have $1,000 account, you're trading with an outside broker, you do 500 shares, and for every 500 is $5, for every 1,000 is $10 for one transaction. So round trip on $1,000 order is going to cost you $20. So now you need to make at least $20 on that trade just to break even. And so basically you need to buy that stock and turn around and sell it for 2 cents more than what you bought it for, just to break even. And you think, oh, that's nothing. But keep this in mind. So you're down 10 cents on 1,000 shares, $100. Now you're down 120 because of commissions. So really, if you want to think about it this way, you're down 12 cents. Even though technically you're down 10, you're down 12 because the commissions are going to kick in. And so you go ahead and take that loss, you get into another trade. You might make, 3 cents on that trade, $30. You only get to take 10, and that's going to go towards your loss earlier, because $20 of it's going to be for commissions. And so you got $10 to go towards that 120 that you just lost the trade before that, and it's these numbers that are stacked against you that you don't think about. But once you take enough losses and you start actually looking into the numbers, then you start to realize that this isn't working, and it's just a matter of how long is it going to take for you to realize, like, I can't keep trading like this, because if I keep trading like this 6 months from now, a year from now, I'm going to be exactly where I'm at today with a small $500, $1,000, $2,000 account, and I'm watching so-and-so on YouTube, and he's doing this, and it's working for him, and if I could just trade like him, or if I could just do this, if I could just cut my losses sooner, which that's going to take time, and experience and screen time. And so ideally, in the meantime, you want to try and keep, you take small share size, you take just a few shares, you might only make a few bucks, but you only lose a few bucks as well, until you can get that confidence, the emotionality that comes with trading, as far as the greed, the fear, the impatience, the frustration, and learn how to not be so quick to take profit, and being a lot quicker to sell when you're at a loss. It's really a mental game. But anyhow, I'm getting off track. So with that said, you can see here like what I'm doing, and this is something that everyone's gonna say, well, this is my strategy. Man, there's no unique strategy by this. How long has the market been around? Come, trade like me. You see a lot of these advertisements, trade this or trade that. This is a strategy I developed back, in whenever time. And, if you follow this, then, you're guaranteed to make X amount of money or whatnot. And ultimately, that's just a bunch of bull. And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of traders out there that are going to have to go through it, take some losses to really wake up and say, okay, I got to do something different. This is not working. I've spent, 3 months, 6 months, a year trying to take this $1,000 or $2,000 and turn it into 10, and then from there to 20 to get over the PDT rule. So that way I can get a actually decent broker within the U.S. And really, all that time that you spent trying to get around the PDT rule, you could have already, in the money that you've lost, if you haven't given up by then, you could have already compounded and bought into some decent stocks that you knew were oversold, that were going for cheap, that if you just bought in small position size, that you could hold on and and wait for the turnaround. And you ask what I mean by that. We'll pull up the SPY. You can see here, people bought in. Even if you bought small position size, you didn't buy too big of your account, you diversified somewhat. You buy in here and were just patient enough to even hold for a month or two, you could have made a good return. And on top of all that time, working overtime at your job, each week putting back, $100 into your trading account, $200, whatever the case may be, whatever you can afford. And some people it's going to take longer than others. But determining how determined you are, you may pick up a part-time job on top of your job. You may be doing some extra work on the weekends, so that you can continue to compound and build it up. I saw on Facebook this one guy, and he had a $221,000 account. And people were like, man, how did you do that? And he's like, man, I worked a lot and I added each week, and to now, I guess with his strategy, he still sticks with Robinhood because he's not jumping in and out of trades. He's I guess along the lines of something that I'm doing as far as like short-term investing and not doing this day trading BS. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's very exciting and whatnot. But at the end of the day, all that matters is, did you make money or did you lose money? Is your account going up or is it going down? And so people are, you see so much crap, especially when you're new into the trading world, and people trying to pitch you this crap and that crap, and join my chat and my group and learn to trade like me, and you'll make this and that, and I hate to say it, but it sucks, and there's a lot of new traders that are going to have to go through it and take some losses, and a lot of them aren't going to last that long, that they lose X amount of money and they're like, you know what, this just ain't working, I'm done. And for me, I've taken some pretty hefty losses over the course of time, and finally woken up and say, you know what, I can't keep trading like this. I can't keep doing this day trading crap. I've gotten the brokers out of the U.S. And put in quite a bit of money, and taken some hefty losses. I've tried doing the day trading on Robinhood, and I'd buy a stock, and I would dump a good portion of my account, and then I'd say, all right, I'm gonna hold on to it, and then hopefully I can hold on to it overnight, and then tomorrow morning when it opens up, I'll sell it, and that way it won't count for a day trade. And sometimes that worked out great and I made big gains, and then other times it worked out horribly, that in after hours pre-market, and yeah, you can trade in pre-market and Robinhood and after hours if you, depending on what deal you have, if you have gold or whatnot, but it's still not the hours that 30 minutes before market opens, the pre-market on Robinhood. Well, you think that people with like SureTrader or Thinkorswim or Lightspeed, these big brokers, that they can trade like hour, 2 hours before market open. If you ever stay up late and watch, the market will start trading around 3 a.m. Now, I don't think a lot of retail traders have access to it that early, but at 5 a.m. Central Standard Time, you can see that some of these retail traders that have big accounts with good brokers, they're able to get in and trade, and so you see these big jumps, and then these big sell-offs in pre-market or after hours, and there's nothing you can do but sit there and wait. And it's horrible to sit there and just watch your money go up in smoke, and there's nothing you can do about it. And so basically that's what got me to where I'm trading now, is that I have a certain rules that I have to abide by. The PDT rule, I'm limited on the times I can trade and how many times I can buy and sell in 1 week on the same day, hence the PDT rule. And so with that said, I have to start finding a method or a strategy that works through these rules that is going to make me money, that I'm not stuck, And so with that said, you can see on my account that I've taken a few different positions and decent companies that I believe are way undervalued, because we have this big market sell-off in the SPY, and now you see it making its comeback. And if you look at my account, you can see that my account is making its way back, and some of these I'm still down in them, but I'm down a few bucks. I think the biggest one I'm down in is gonna be like close to $20, which that's not crap, and so what I'm doing is each week, I'm working overtime and trying to just do what I can to help build up the account that much faster. And in the meantime, these positions are going to compound, and some I'll take small losses on, but the overall, like I got 2 shares in IBM. I think I'm down like $20, maybe less than that. 1744. It had a pretty good sell-off today, but I'm able to hold. Now, if I had, however many, I dumped my whole account into this, bought it yesterday. We'll pull it up on here real quick for a quick example, and then I meant to hit a timer before I started recording. Say, I bought it 2 days ago. It looked like it was going to make a turnaround, right? And it started holding this support area right here, which there's no previous history that I can find on the 4 hour as you look back. But you can see here, it has some type of support right here, and now it's become resistance. But you can see, so I buy in here and get a good price, right? And so I'm holding it, and then as soon as market opens, it tanks, and I got most of my account in it. You can see it went up, and then it just tanked. And using Robinhood, I'm panicking, trying to hurry up, type in my order, what's going on, and send, it's still pending, what the hell, and in the meantime, I'm watching my account just drop, and so I end up taking $100, $200, $300 loss on this one trade. And then I'm all frustrated, and so I'm trying to hurry up, find something else to get in to make that money back, and I'm not thinking straight. I'm acting out of emotions rather than looking for some quality stuff. And so I took 2 shares, and it looks like it's starting to try to make a comeback. We'll see what happens. And if it keeps dropping, it gets down to $13 area, then I may look at considering selling and taking the loss, and just keeping an eye on it, waiting for it to reverse. But with that said, the whole point is that I'm adding and compounding, and I'm taking small positions to where even if it goes against me, 5%, 10%, it's not hundreds, it's not a quarter or half of my account on this one trade that, I've taken this big loss on. It's a small portion, so I'm able to withstand the heat, instead of having to get out of the kitchen. And you see that whenever I go balls in on one trade, it goes against me the slightest bit, which, the people with these big accounts, they can let it go against them 50 cents, because what, they're only putting in, a quarter of their account, because their account is $100,000. So they can put in, buy a $25,000 position, and it goes against them 50 cents. That's not crap for them, versus someone with a $2,000 account, it goes against them 50 cents, and they got their whole account dumped into it, that's going to be a big hit, and then especially if you're using a broker other than like Robinhood, that they have, commissions, then you're going to add that on top of your loss, salt to the wound, like the loss wasn't bad enough, now you got to pay, $20, $30 commissions, and so that said, I suggest that you just be patient, work on your game, and try to be smart about it. That if you're patient enough, you just compound, add to your account, look for some good opportunities. If you can't find any, then just keep your money in cash and hold on to it until you do find a good opportunity, and then buy. You're looking for good deals, and then when you're in profit, take it when you can. Don't be too quick to take profit, but and then before you know it, you'll be over the 25K, and I'm doing this with you. You watch my account and leave a comment. Keep me updated on what's going on with your account. How's it growing? How's it looking? What progress have you made? The things you've learned. Constantly always learn something new in the market. And so with that said, I think in the long run you'll learn, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to try to still get around the PDT rule and do this day trading, and don't get me wrong, if I see a great opportunity on a stock that I can make a quick buck, that I'm 90-something% sure that then yeah, I'll take the trade, but I'm not gonna go balls deep into the trade and then make it to where if it goes against me 2%, I gotta stop out, because that's what these big banks, these even retail traders that got these 200,000, 300,000, $500,000 account are capable of doing. And basically retail traders is someone that's not professional, that's not licensed to trade with other people's money, that's not working for Fidelity or Deutsche Bank or Bank of America or Goldman. They're just, people at home that have made good money working whatever job and saving and gotten good at trading and have been able to quit their job or whatnot and have the funds to be able to take these big positions, and then when it goes against them, being able to hold. And really, when I say big positions, to me it's a big position because my account's not that big, but for them, having a $200,000 account and you take a $10,000 or $25,000 position, that's nothing for them, and so with that said, I try and think about how the people with the money are trading. And I try and think about the rules that I have to abide by until I get that kind of money. And right now I'm very limited on what I'm capable of doing trading wise, as far as the broker that I can use and not get eaten up by commissions. The fact that I can't just hop in and out positions all day long. I'm restricted to 3-day trades a week, and so what I can do is I can find some good deals and buy in small positions, and I can hold and continue to add funds to my account and watch me these positions, and over the course of 6 months to a year. A lot of these positions I would expect to turn around and sell within 2 months of buying them for a profit. But with that said, sometimes like AMD, I had to take a loss on it, and now it's turning around. I think it's trading at like 17. Last time I checked, it was at 17.20, which was last night. And I'll keep an eye on it, and if it starts to show momentum to the upside, then I may get back in it. But I'm in no hurry to lose money, basically, and I found that by trying to get around the rules that have been imposed on me, that eventually I'm going to pay the price behind it. Until I can get my account up big enough that commissions aren't a factor, the PDT rule is not a factor, then the best thing I can do is be patient, work some overtime, look for some good stocks that are undervalued, that I believe in the course of the next few weeks to a month or two are going to be worth more than what I bought them for. If I buy them today, then go ahead and get in on them, and then I'll turn around and sell them and make that money. And so, like I've said in previous videos, that I may be down in the overall account X amount of money. I'm trying to look. I think I'm down. I keep saying, there it goes. So the past week, I'm down 85 cents. I don't think that's right, but it's showing I'm down 0.06 for the past week, which that's not bad. But basically, over the course of time, it's gonna compound, and I'm gonna turn on and sell these for profit. See what TQQ is. So I'm just barely in profit on this one. I think I was up a few bucks earlier today. Yeah, like $5, close to it, which it's not a whole lot of money, but I'm not losing money, and that's what I'm trying to get through to you, is that I'm not going to make big money until I have big money to invest. And so I have to keep realistic expectations that I'm not going to be a unique trader that I'm able to dump my whole account into one stock and penny stock or whatever, and consistently, and that's the key word, consistently make these outlandish returns. You see these people with these videos and that they're, this and that, and it's like, yeah, but let's see your overall, let's see your week, your month, your 3 months, and it'll look, the account will look crazy. It'll jump up and down, and more than likely more down than up. You'll see people post on Facebook, these trading groups, made blah 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 blah, today, post your gains. I bet you he's not doing that tomorrow, post your gains, because more than likely everything he made today, he lost that and then some. That's the funny thing. You stick around long enough and you'll see some stuff that is just crazy. Anyhow, I think this video is probably way too long. I meant to set a timer to keep it short, but with that said, just continuing to build, man. Continuing to build. That's all we can ask for is growth. I mean, even like this, $40, $40 a day. And then on top of that, adding. Now, I'm not be realistic. I'm not be making $40 a day on a consistent basis, but basically, the strategy I've taken, it gives me the ability to hold, even if it, I have 5 shares and this drops $1. It's $5. It's not a big dent on my account. You know what I mean? Versus if I had all my money wrapped in this account and it drops $1, now we're talking, 100, 200, whatever. I don't feel like doing the math right now. Or, vice versa on, this I could, it's so cheap that I could take a good share size and then it drops $1, and that's going to be a nice little dent in my account. And so with this strategy, like I keep trying to reiterate, I'm able to hold here in the next few months. Hopefully it works for me. Not hopefully, it will. That's why I'm doing this strategy. So this is making its comeback. Looking at the 4 hour. I have 8 shares. I hold over the next month, 2 months. I'd expect that sometime by then I could turn around and sell it for around 65, or hold it even longer, 75, and by that time, I got this money invested in this to where I've added to my account throughout that time, maybe even added to this position to where, I have more shares in my overall account in every trade that I'm in, and that's really the goal. I mean, I can't reiterate that this is the best way to get around the PDT rule, is just to try to grow your account slowly and work. It's going to take some working your ass off to be able to dump money in and diversify your portfolio, and over the course of time it'll be over that 25K, and along the way you have made some profit to help compound it to grow it that much faster, and you're off and running to the races. So with that said, I'm gonna wrap this up, and I will talk to y'all probably tomorrow. I might try and do a video tonight just to show where my account ended, but try and keep the videos a lot shorter. With that said, have a good day, happy trading, and talk to y'all later.